All right, I've got a whole bunch of Maltby irons here. I'm going to test them all out and tell you which ones I think are the best. Let's go. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So we've got 6 different irons. I've got 5 in my hands, but there's one more. We've got 6 different irons here from Maltby, all 7 irons that I'm going to be testing out today. We're going to be rating these, or I'm going to be rating them in 3 different categories. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you all the final scores to tell you which of these I think, or which ones of these I think are the best irons from Maltby. But we're going to do 3 different scores from a scale from 1 to 5. One is going to be on the looks or the appearance, one is going to be on the sound and feel, and then the third category is just going to be sort of a more broad, all-encompassing, kind of picking and choosing what I want to focus on. So maybe, you know, one of these irons has a certain feature that other ones don't have, or maybe something is left off of one of these. So any number of different things can affect that final score. Again, 1 to 5 points on each of these 3 different categories, and again at the end I'll give you what I think is the best of the Maltby iron options. Okay, first up we've got TS1. I've reviewed this one before. This is essentially their most kind of player-oriented looking club. The big thing with a lot of these Maltbys is they do have a slightly longer face to them when you compare it to other brands' player style irons. So all the Maltby stuff definitely has a little bit longer overall blade length. That's part of what makes them, I think, more forgiving in general, but it is a slightly different look to it. So just something to be aware of. Pretty good start right there. All these clubs we're going to be hitting today all have comparable shafts. I'm using actually 2 different shafts, but they're pretty close on the specs, so that shouldn't actually really affect anything too much. So the overall score on the look of it, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Again, the blade's a little bit, maybe a little too long for my personal taste, but a lot of people are going to find that that just makes it easier to hit, so I get it. But for the sake of this, competition, we're going to say 4 out of 5. Sound and feel on this one is really good. I'm going to go ahead and just say 5 out of 5. It's really, really solid. That was a little chunky, but even so, still sounds really, really solid. Nothing too high pitched, nothing sounds kind of, you know, weird or game improvement-y. Just sounds like a player's iron should. Got a little cut shot there with a little slightly heel side strike, but. And then finally the last score, which is just sort of the everything else score I'm kind of using it for. I'm going to give it 4.5. Again, it does everything well. It's got good neutral lofts to it, not too strong, not too weak. Again, everything with the looks is where you want it to basically be. It's great value because it's Maltby. So again, 4.5 on the 3rd score. Okay, number 2, we've got the TS1 IM. Again, this is another one that I have reviewed previously. If you've watched that review, you know that this one I wanted to like more than I actually liked it. As far as the design of this is a more traditional, quote-unquote, hollow body design. So you can see it looks a little more hollow body, but still very simple, very clean lines. Still have that narrow sole, still have the thinner top line, not much offset. Again, the blade length is pretty similar to the TS4, but in a hollow body design, I think that makes sense for the blade to be a little bit longer. So while I kind of marked off the TS4 a little bit for that blade length, here I think it's a little more appropriate. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just say on the appearance of this club in the category that it's in, I'm going to give it a full 5 points on the look. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all, actually. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, I hit that a mile in the air. That was ridiculously high, but sound and feel on that really good. Well, that one was a little skinny and a little heely. All things considered, though, I didn't hate it. Did not hate that one at all. You can see ball speed dropped a little bit. The efficiency went down. Again, I definitely hit that guy kind of right over here somewhere, so that's why we got a little more fade type curve to it. That one again was hit really well. That one I did get a little bit more of a clicky kind of sound, which is what you will sometimes kind of notice with the hollow body style irons, is they are going to be a little bit sharper or a little bit clickier. It wasn't bad, but it definitely gave us a little bit of that clicky overall sound to it. But again, the numbers really good. And again, I'm hitting this thing ridiculously high. Well, I left the face a little open, so that's not going to help keep it down, but I think it was a little lower. Let's see. No, it wasn't. It was no lower. It was exactly the same at 41. So I'm hitting this thing really high, but again, pretty solid. Sound and feel on this one, it's not as good as the TS4. Again, it's hollow body. It's going to be a little clickier. The first one was, I didn't hear anything. All the rest of them have still been pretty good, but not quite as good. So on this one, I'm going to go ahead and give this guy a 4 out of 5 on the sound and feel. I'm going to hit one more with this because I'm quite honestly surprised. I came into this thinking this was just going to be a foregone conclusion that I wouldn't like it, but it's actually surprising me quite a bit with how much I'm enjoying it. So let's hit one more. Maybe a touch low on the face, but again, pretty darn solid overall. Again, I like it more. I like it a good bit more than I have previously. So overall, kind of everything else score, I'm going to give it a 4. I think it's overall, it's way more solid than I was thinking previously. So yeah, so final score we're going to give it is a 4. Okay, next up in the longer running Maltbys, that being the third of the ones that I have actually hit before and tried, we've got the TS3. So this is the sort of player's cavity back, we'll call it, right? So you can see it's got a much more defined cavity back. It's got sort of this notch weighting system that moves around in order to optimize the center of gravity and where they keep the mass in the head. This is, again, a forged club head. And so this one, previously, this was one of my favorites. This club was definitely, I really enjoyed hitting this last time because it both had really good sound and feel to it, but was also pretty darn forgiving. So let's see, again, what happens today with it. On looks, once again, we're going to go with this guy because of the category it's in, because it's more of a, player style cavity back. I think that slightly elongated face, again, makes sense here. So we're going to go ahead and just say looks, this guy gets a 5. That was just nice, smooth, and just felt really good. Good sound, good feel. Oh yeah, again, this club is just, this club is just solid. This is just a solid golf club. Yeah, again, I'm hitting everything very high today. I don't know why. It could be because, again, the shafts in all of these, there are two different shafts we're using. One of these is a KBS TGI 80. The other one is actually one of the Maltby Pro Series shafts, both of them in that kind of mid-80s weight, similar profile. So they should be pretty comparable as far as how they feel. But this is obviously a lighter weight than I'm used to, and that might be why I'm hitting everything pretty high. Close the face just a fraction on it, but that's, whoa, oh, that went a long way. What did we get out of that one? 182. Well, that one definitely, I got a little bit more center of the face. Speed went up also a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, the sound and the feel on this guy is absolutely fantastic. Again, 5 out of 5. Yeah, so pretty much great look, great feel for this category. And look, this club is not going to be for everyone, but I think it's going to fit a lot of golfers. Definitely a pretty wide range of players could use it. Again, just really solid, really solid. All right, guess what? I think it was pretty much the same thing last time, but yeah, for the overall or sort of everything else, all-encompassing, anything we left off score, we're going to give it a 5. Again, this is just a great golf club. Next up, we've got the TE Plus. This is one of their newer offerings. I'm excited to hit this one. This one I feel like is going to be a pretty good fit for me. Again, it's pretty similar looking when you look down on it to the TS3. Maybe a little bit more compact overall. It feels like when I look down on it that the blade is just a little bit smaller than the lines are just a little bit thinner. The top line's a little thinner than the TE3. Excuse me, the TS3. So once again, I don't hate that at all. This is like a slightly more compact version of the TS3. So if you like the look of that club, but you wanted something just a little slimmer overall, this is going to fit the bill really nicely. Again, I'm going to go ahead and give this one 5 out of 5. This one is, once again, really, really nice, clean, classic, simple looking. That guy was a little low and a little heely, but you wouldn't be able to tell from the sound of it. Again, this we're talking about, it's got that forged sound, it's got that forged feel to it. So you know exactly where you missed it, but it's not going to be, it wasn't an unpleasant feeling or sound. That one I feel like I made a little different swing, but made really good contact. Might have been slightly out to in on that swing almost. Let's see. No, still into out. Not exactly sure what I did, but it was actually hit really well. Oh, that one was chunky, chunky, chunky. Definitely high on the face on that one. Even so, that was still pretty good overall. You can see, definitely took a hit on the ball speed, but overall not bad. And the sound and the feel, even on that one, where it was definitely nowhere near the sweet spot, pretty good overall. So, yeah, this guy again, this is really just kind of the little brother of that TS3. So again, sound and feel on this guy, I'm going to go ahead and just give it 5. And yeah, I don't even need to hit another one. I'm just going to go ahead. And again, this guy kind of checks all the boxes. We're going to go with the final score also being a 5. It does everything you want it to do. Again, if you just want something slightly more compact than what that TS3 is bringing to the table, then this TE Plus is gonna check all those boxes. Okay, next up, another one of the newer models. We've got TS 3.5. This is more of the kind of player's distance version of the TS3. So it looks pretty close to the TS3, but definitely more substantial, much wider sole, much thicker top lines. Offset looks like a little bit more offset overall. So this is just a much kind of bigger, beefier looking club head overall. Lofts on these are going to be much stronger, whereas pretty much every other club that we've hit or will hit today in the Maltby lineup, they're all right in that 32 to 33 degree 7-iron. This one definitely comes in much stronger. It's got much lower lofts to it overall. I believe it's 29. I'll double check that, but definitely stronger lofted overall. So this is much more of that, call it player's distance loft configuration. We'll go ahead and just say on this one 4 on the appearance. Little low, little heely again. That was definitely not hit great and definitely missed, but we still got a lot out of it. That one might fly into the rough over the green here. Yeah, that one went a long way. Let's see, 190 on the carry, 140 on the efficiency. Definitely a little hotter golf club we're dealing with here. Oh, that one was a little heely and maybe a touch high on the face. Again, it's it's flying like a rocket. Yeah, 190 again. I'm going to give it 4. 4 out of 5 on the sound and feel. It's not as good as some of those other ones we've hit, but it's definitely not bad. I would say I honestly probably still prefer this to the 1 IM as far as the actual sound that you get off it and that kind of experience. Oh, that was a terrible swing. That was a really bad swing, and it's still going to fly the green. Yeah. That one's going to drop a lot. I mean, that was hit. That was hit extremely poorly, and the fact that I still got efficiency numbers over 1.3 is pretty impressive. So, yeah, because of that shot, and honestly, I was kind of leaning towards going more in the 4 category for the last score. But that one right there actually is going to make me say 5 on that last score. So, you know, in this category, and again, this is not going to be like my personal choice for what I would want out of a club, but if you are looking for more distance, if you are looking for that kind of player's distance, and you want a good deal of forgiveness, I would say this definitely has got a lot of what you're going to want. Okay, last up, we've got the STI2. So this is, again, an update of a previous model. Again, we've got a little bit wider sole here. Again, we've got a little bit thicker top line. Here, we've got a more traditional kind of cavity back type look to it. We've got this slot. There's also this little kind of wedge of material right back here behind the face, which I think is supposed to probably help with that sound and that feel. To kind of dampen out some of the higher pitches that you might get with this general shape or this general design if it didn't have that. So definitely, again, this is going to fall more into the game improvement category. But again, as far as that category goes, this looks pretty clean, pretty classic. It's not too thick on the sole, the top line. Minimal offset considering the category it's in. The head is oversized, but it's not very oversized. It's still pretty simple and clean overall. The only other difference with this one does have a slightly bigger mid-size kind of super stroke grip that was on it when it was sent to me, but that's not going to really make any difference for this. That wasn't too bad there. Not too bad at all. Let's go ahead and give it the score as far as the looks go. Again, understanding that this is in more of that just game improvement category. I'm going to give this one a 4. 4 out of 5. I do really like the way it looks when you just set it behind the ball. That looks really good. I don't love the way this all looks here with the cutout and the insert and the notch and all that. I don't think that's as appealing to look at, but again, when you actually set it behind the ball so that you don't see any of that, then it looks very sort of clean, simple, classic. So again, I think overall it looks good behind the ball, so it gets bonus points for that, 4. All right, let's hit another one. This one, again, like all the other with the exception of the 3.5, this again has more traditional loft. So even though it's game improvement, it's not jacked loft game improvement. It's much more traditional lofted game improvement. Very similar sound and feel on those first two. All right, that one was a little high on the face and definitely gave me a little bit more noise out of it than I got on the first two. That is always going to be the case with any of these clubs, especially in these sort of game improvement type clubs. When you catch it high on the face, it's going to be its most obnoxious sounding. That's just kind of how it's going to go. And so that one definitely hit probably up here somewhere, so it didn't have the benefit of this little insert maybe dulling it down, and that one sounded a little bit louder. So, and that one was toey. That one was toey. Again, wasn't terrible, but yeah, the sound, yeah, that one wasn't great either. So the first two felt pretty good for what they were. The last two I haven't loved. So this one I'm going to go ahead. The sound on this guy and the feel is probably more of a 3 on this guy. That was a better swing and actually got through it. A few more of these were going a little bit to the right. Again, I think just the grip being slightly thicker and that mid-size is going to make it go a little more to the right comparatively, but yeah, that one felt pretty good there. Final score, and this one, again, by itself, just rating this club alone by itself, I would say the score might be a little lower, but I am going to give this one actually a 5 in that last category for one simple reason, and that reason is this is the only option that I am showing you today that comes in a left-handed version. So none of these other irons, at least as of right now when I am filming this, can you get left-handed. This is the only one you can get left-handed right now, and because of that and for that, I think it deserves some extra credit. So we're going to go ahead and give this one 5 in that final category. Okay, so here are the final scores for everybody, starting in last place and going to first. And again, none of these clubs were bad. All of these clubs, I think, have a lot going for them. There are really good golf clubs here. Some of them are absolutely fantastic. And some of them, look, they're just not quite my style, but depending on what you're looking for, they may be perfect for you. But for me, for today, in last place with 12 points was the STI-2. Next up, it was a tie with 13 points between the TS1 IM, that being the hollow body, and the TS 3.5, the sort of player distance, more loft jacked setup. Definitely if you're looking for more distance, that thing definitely does that. Again, for me, not quite what I was looking for, but a solid option. Next up, and this is going to basically be in second place because there's a tie for first, but in second place was the TS4, the muscleback or the blade style iron at 13.5 points. Very solid all the way around, especially in that shape of golf club. Overall, very forgiving, just a very solid option. And finally, in first place, tied with perfect scores of 15 in both cases, the TS3 and the TE+. Very similar look, very similar feel, very similar performance between those two clubs. Both of those absolutely fantastic. I thought they both did everything, exactly everything that you wanted. So really, really good. Let me know down in the comments how many of these irons you've tried, what's your favorite, which ones are in your bag right now. Also, while you're down there, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you'll be alerted when I post new videos. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. Also, if you're interested in a custom fit, in a custom build, in a repair, all my contact information is down below, and I'll see you on the next video.